The axolotl looks like a cartoon character brought to life, a permanent smile, feathery external gills framing its face, and an almost unbelievable ability to regrow nearly any part of its body. But behind that adorable face is one of the most fragile, quietly tragic survival stories in the animal kingdom. Axolotls belong to a rare category of amphibians described as neotenic, meaning they never fully undergo metamorphosis. While most salamanders eventually lose their gills and move onto land as adults, axolotls keep their feathery external gills and remain fully aquatic their entire lives, essentially staying in a juvenile form permanently, even as full-grown reproductively mature adults. What makes axolotls genuinely remarkable to scientists is their regenerative ability. An axolotl can lose a leg, its tail, part of its spinal cord, or even sections of its heart and brain, and regrow the damaged tissue almost perfectly with no scarring at all. This happens through a process where cells at the wound site transform into a mass called a blastema, which then regrows into fully functional new tissue, complete with muscle, bone, and nerves. Because of this ability, axolotls have become one of the most heavily studied animals in regenerative medicine, with researchers hoping to eventually unlock similar healing capabilities for human injuries. Despite being one of the most recognizable amphibians on the internet today, axolotls in the wild are critically endangered. They exist naturally in only one place on Earth, a shrinking network of canals and lakes near Mexico City, primarily what remains of Lake Xochimilco. Urban expansion, water pollution, and invasive fish species introduced decades ago, including tilapia and carp that eat axolotl eggs and compete for food, have devastated the wild population. Some recent surveys have found shockingly few axolotls remaining in their natural habitat, a steep decline from populations recorded just a few decades earlier. Here's the strange, almost backwards reality of the axolotl situation. Because of their popularity as pets and their importance in scientific research, there are likely more axolotls living in aquariums and laboratories around the world today than exist in the wild altogether. Selective breeding in captivity has also produced striking color variations, almost including the pale pink, golden-eyed leucistic axolotl that has become especially popular online, colors that would rarely, if ever, survive in their natural, predator-filled habitat. So the axolotl exists in a strange kind of paradox. An animal capable of regrowing its own heart, yet unable to fully protect itself from the slow disappearance of the only home it has ever known. Its regenerative powers might one day help save human lives through medical research. But ironically, that same research may end up being the reason axolotls are remembered at all. If their wild population continues to shrink,